All right, looks like we've got Kevin renting DVDs from Hollywood Video. Now, anytime that I see a word problem, I'm going to jump straight to the end and see what they want me to do. I'm going to look for the look for the question or the directive sentence. Sometimes there's a question on the end. Sometimes there's a statement that just tells you what to do. So let's jump to that last sentence. Let's see, that's a period, so it's not a question. It's just going to tell me what to do. Please graph the equation. Oh, that's so polite. So nice of Mr. Kingsbury to be nice to us like that when he wrote that question. Please graph the equation. So I'm going to have to graph this. Fill in the table. So we've got to fill this guy in based on the graph, and draw a map of the equation using the table you filled in. I guess what we'll do, we'll worry about that map means in a minute. Okay, that's probably the one that most people forgot what it meant. We'll talk about that when we get there. Let's see. Going back up, let's see if we can figure out what our equation is. They charge him $4 per day for a movie plus a reshelving fee of $1. Well, I guess I could go through there and make an equation, but they already gave it to me. Y equals 4x plus 1. I'm just going to write that down right here so that I have it, 4x plus 1. Now remember, we had y equals mx plus b. Our m here is 4, slope is 4, b is 1. So let's go ahead and graph it. B is 1, means I go to 1 and plot my y-intercept. Slope is 4, make that into a fraction. Rise 4, run 1. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4, run 1. Rise 1, 2, 3, 4, run 1. If I can go the other way, run 1, fall 1, 2, 3, 4, and then as carefully as possible, draw that line. Now from there, we should be able to fill in our chart. When x is 0, looks like y is 1. When y is 3, looks like we might have to do a little math there to figure out. It's somewhere between 1 and 2, but I don't want to jump into that just yet. When x is 8, well, it's way over here. When y is negative 15, that's down here. Looks like these things are not showing up on my graph. So what I'm going to have to do is a little bit of solving to figure out what my x's and y values are. Let's go ahead and plug in negative 7 into x. It's y equals 4 times negative 7 plus 1. Well, 4 times negative 7 makes negative 28. Negative 28 plus 1 makes negative 27. Let's go down here and do the exact same thing for my 8. Y equals 4 times 8 plus 1. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus 1 gives me 33. All right. Now let's go ahead and plug in our 3. Now that's the y value. So 3 equals 4x plus 1. Now I got to get x by itself there. This is our two-step equation like we did at the beginning of the year. First thing I want to do is subtract 1 from both sides. 3 minus 1 gives me 2. The 4x gets written down, and 1 minus 1 cancels. We don't have to write it anymore. Now, divide both sides by this 4. These guys cancel, leaves me x equals 2 divided by 4 is 1/2. Let's go ahead and write that in there, 1/2. And then negative 15. Same thing as this, but just a different number in it. Negative 15 is equal to 4x plus 1. Again, we still want to solve for that x. Same process as before. Subtract 1 gives me negative 15 minus 1, negative 16 equals 4x, and the 1's canceled out. Now, divide by 4 gives me, the 4's cancel, x equals negative 16 divided by 4 is going to be negative 4. So negative 4. All right, we have our table filled out. Now, for the next thing, we've got to do that map. Now, if you remember from the very beginning of school, mappings were those two ovals written side by side with the x and y values in there. Here's my x values, here's my y values. Let's just take all of these things and copy them into the table, or to the mapping. -7, -4, 0, 1/2, and 8. The y values, -27, -15, 1, 3, and 33. And to show that there's a functional relationship, just draw the arrows from one to the next, and there's our mapping.